Good evening, everybody. Coming to you live from Tampa, Florida. Thank you for having me. Thanks, Deb, for hosting the event. I am recording this for like the 33rd time because A, I'm a procrastinator, and B, I am apparently embarrassed to even speak to a video camera, let alone in front of you. So sorry, not sorry that I'm not physically there and having to talk in front of all of you. I'm excited to talk to you guys about my experience with cancer and how it went for me. Procrastination is a funny thing. I actually had a cancer that was a childhood cancer, and I was 32, and generally somebody with this type of cancer is under 20. So you're probably going to notice that this video is in several different places where I am trying to bring my story to you and to light. It's sometimes difficult to talk about. It's exciting and scary. So I've been trying to figure out how to explain what it's like to have cancer and also how amazing it is to be a survivor. So just want to let you guys know this may or may not be sound quality poor. I've been in and out of all the places trying to bring you my story, and I know there's been a lot of noise and wind, so, and probably seagulls right now. So please enjoy and read my lips if you can't hear me. I had just cleaned your houseboat. I just cleaned Nicole's houseboat and spent 2 weeks by myself at Del Hollow, where I had bleached an entire houseboat by myself and had the craziest, most fun 2 weeks. And you guys got there, and then I started skiing, and David may or may not had ripped a couple muscles out of my back. I went in thought I had tore something in my shoulder, and I kept having this big knot in my left shoulder. I went in because this shoulder hurt worse, but they thought maybe I had been bit by a mosquito, and I had this giant knot the size of a golf ball.
We called it Tom.
We called it Tom. We had named it. It had been there for weeks. And it hurt, which is weird because generally cancer doesn't hurt, but it hurt up my neck and down my side. And we'd been joking about it. We'd massaged it. We'd put heating pads, ice, everything. Nothing was helping. So I went to the doctor, and they did an MRI, and I didn't hear anything for a week. So I called my family doctor, and she didn't answer, obviously. Doctors don't generally answer their own phones. So the nurse said, I'll have her call you back. And she called me back within like 5 minutes and said, oh my gosh, it is some kind of a tumor and you need to have a biopsy immediately. She said, do you know any doctors that do biopsies? And I only know ear, nose, and throat doctors. So after you find out you have a tumor, it's a tumor of some sort, you need to have it checked. It has to have a biopsy. You freak out a little bit, but you're still not necessarily concerned because you don't think that it's going to be anything crazy, because who gets cancer in their back or at all at 32 years old? My family was very proactive and did a lot of research and realized very quickly within 2 to 3 weeks that I needed to go to a orthopedic oncologist, where I found out that it was a actual living cancer but also dying. He asked me if I wanted to just do one biopsy and check it, or if I wanted to take out 5 inches of my back, cut to, should I just take my whole shirt off right here on the... So unidentified cancers are hard to spot. Like I said, it hurt, and that generally doesn't mean cancer. But I knew something was wrong. I had felt weird for weeks, and I knew something was off. And I trusted my body. We had to search. We went to University of Michigan. We went to Sloan Kettering. We went to Brazil. We went to
Mexico.
The moon. We went to Mars.
We went to Mexico.
We tried all the places, and nobody wanted to treat me because I refused to do normal Western medicine. I didn't feel like, since they took my entire back out, that I needed 18 months of chemotherapy, which is generally what makes someone weak and possibly die from that. So we continued to search and found an amazing doctor. Thank you, Daniel Rushing at IU Medical Center, for compromising and explaining to us exactly what needed to happen. My mom didn't want me to get chemotherapy because she was really scared that that's what actually kills people. It's not cancer, so that's what's really scary. But he broke it down and said all of the things that made sense, which was just the scientific forms of cancer and how they spread and how they kill you, and there was no way to tell if I needed it or not. It was just a for sure that if you didn't have it, you probably wouldn't live. So we started on that journey, and what happened next was really, really unexpected. It was awful, 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 and amazing, and scary, but it brought my family much closer, and it showed me a lot of strength that I didn't know I had, and it was horribly beautiful. We came together and did a lot of research, and we found out that not everything that medicine has to give is what heals you. It's your insides and things you can't see, and I became a fighter of something I didn't know, which was just for life and just to be alive and for all the people around me, and nothing else mattered at that point. So I hated working out, and I tried for like 32 years to be really, really skinny and gorgeous, which I did really good at, but realized that you have to actually exercise to do that, and eat right and be healthy and see all the things that create inflammation in your body, which is actually what causes cancer. And I was too crazy and neurotic to entertain any of those ideas. So my sisters and my mom researched that, and we all started eating organic and churned butter and moved into... I'm just kidding, we didn't. But we did a lot of things that made a difference that I don't think people know is what can help you. And I did a lot of meditating through sweeping because I love to clean. And I think I helped my doctors understand that it's not just what you know, but it's more than just the medicine. It's your attitude, it's your diet is what causes cancer. I'm like 99% sure of your diet and lifestyle, minus wine. Wine's okay. Causes cancer, and we decided I should have an exercise bike in my room. So we insisted on that, and that was amazing. I started on the exercise bike, which looked great until I was bald, and that looked really weird. If you can imagine a bald person riding an exercise bike in her hospital room or hotel room. So we agreed on, they wanted me to do 18 rounds of chemotherapy, and I said, no thank you. I don't feel like it's still in there, which you have a feeling, and everyone should know you check your body, because check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's not what they say, but what you feel. I felt like it was gone, but I was also scared because of the diagram that Dr. Rushing had said. So 6 rounds. I was on a time limit. My little sister was about to get married, and I needed hair to be her maid of honor. Not that you have to have hair, but I just am better when I party with hair. So I had 6 rounds to take, and I could do it every 12 days, is what Dr. Rushing said. So I had 3 really hard, and I had 3 really easy. And easy, when I mean easy, is I got to spend 5 days in an amazing facility / St. Vincent's Hospital. And the staff there was amazing. I went through those 6 rounds. I got to the end. My blood count was down to needing a blood transfusion. My doctor said, because I was so crazy and such an inspiration or challenge, either one, that he wanted me to just go home and rest for the 2 weeks. So I went home, I rested, I came back, my blood count was completely back up. Slept it off like a hangover. It's totally fine. Point of that story is I did all the things that they didn't want me to do. I did all the things that they did want me to do. And what worked out is I'm celebrating 6 years cancer-free now. But I'm praying to you guys because it was an amazing, horrible, wonderful experience. In my personal experience, what's been really, really amazing about this survival story is that it taught me to be extremely appreciative of my body and to treat it well, and working out and eating healthy and paying attention to the response of when you're feeling like you need sleep, or if you need vitamins, or just paying attention to what your body is saying has been a huge lesson. And I think my family and I both agree that in the last 5 years we've been really aware of how important it is to be in tune with your body and take care of it. And shout out to Krista Catapult for the longest relationships of my life, keeping me healthy in the muscle department, so thank you. But you have to just take it on yourself and make sure that you are taking care of you, and anything that works for you, spread that information. I think that's been something that I always like to do, is just tell others what works for me. And so with that, I leave you. Please contact me, anybody that wants to have a lesson in Courtney's health, and I can share my successes through health with you guys. Have an awesome night. I am appreciative to be a part of this and be alive, and to come to you from Florida, which is just another blessing. Have a great night.